So I'm going to show you how I would edit this particular photo. This photo was taken on one of our workshops last year. This is the lovely Lisa who was modelling for us. So over here on in the presets panel, you can obviously see that I've got my at-home presets, my black and white, and then my outdoor sunset presets. Now the in-home ones do work on some outdoor photos, but they're sort of more aimed at in-home work, whereas the outdoor ones are designed for all of my outdoor work. They're just slightly different tweaks to colours, but they should all work fairly well together. So you can just dial through each of the outdoor ones until you decide which one you want, and I'm going to go with amber. And then, as you would with any photo, this is just the base for you to then move on and do some tweaks and sort of really get into the nitty gritty. So I'm going to apply amber. I'm going to warm up the image, and I'm going to add some exposure, bring up the shadows ever so slightly, drop those whites a little, quite sure. And then I'm fairly happy with those sort of colours. I might add a tiny bit more pink to the image. So there's a lot of green. Brilliant. And then I'm going to start sort of going in and doing what I would do. So I'm going to bring the crop down on this. There's a lot of sky in that image. And then I'm going to have a look down here. So these are all the masks that you can use. And I know immediately that I want to bring the bottom of this image up. So I'm going to use my bottom up. And what that does is that just applies a mask to the bottom half of the image that you can adjust. So it depends on where the bottom half is. It'll automatically be about, a third of the way up. And then I am going to, so we've got beautiful sun haze already in here. If it wasn't enough or I wanted to add more, I've got these over here. So I've got sun haze, but that's including subject, so it goes over the top, or we can do sun haze excluding the subject. So if we press on that and you come over to your layers over here, you can see that it's created a layer of sun haze that you can move around. You can also make these smaller or bigger, so depending on what you need, and you can help create sort of that leaking light and just enhance it slightly. And then I'm going to, just because if we select the sky here, maybe bring the highlights down. Now, I don't do a huge amount of sort of very up close editing, but I might just sort of bring up a little bit of the exposure here on Mum. So along here we've got some subject masks that you can use. This applies to the whole subject. So if I click on that, which is subject clarity and pop, you can see over here it's selected the Mum automatically. There we go. If you wanted to, you can then subtract from the bottom of that, because we don't want it on the bottom where we've already added some depth with the bottom up. And then now that mask is on, we can still make adjustments to that. So I can bring up a little bit more of exposure. And even again, I might get the brush and just remove, because I don't really need it on her arm or in her hair. It's more. That. Just going to bring that warmth up a little bit more again. Now with this particular preset, so amber, you've got a profile up here called warmth, which you can add more to or take away, and it's just such a beautiful kind of muted greens with those sort of warm glows, and it just, yeah, I love it so much. So you can have a play around with that. If you don't like it, you can take it off, or you can add more of it. Bring it up there, I think. One last little tweak, but there, so we can show you before and the after.